Why girls shouldn't be allowed in the Boy Scouts. Hey, it's Prince of Queens, and I'm gonna do another improvisational video because I feel like it, and a few people said that they liked it. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm probably not gonna do these because I like writing my thoughts down. But if you don't like it, please do tell me. Please say that you prefer me if I'm scripted. If you do like it, you can say that too. But I want to hear from the people that don't want me to do this. Okay, moving on to the actual issue at hand. I don't think that girls should be allowed into the Boy Scouts, and I have some pretty precise reasons for this. I think that the first argument or arguments that people would probably use to say that girls shouldn't be in the Boy Scouts are fairly valid, which is that a male only environment, which, there's lots of female only environments and almost zero male only environments in this world. It's just kind of how it is. Male-only environments do serve a purpose in general. There is a certain type of mentorship that I believe happens in places like the Boy Scouts. I was never a Boy Scout, but I can only imagine that for certain types of males, especially, it is good to have an older male mentor and older scouts that you can learn stuff from and do activities with, I've noticed I've been playing a lot of social video games recently where I can talk to people, and it's cool to be able to talk to younger guys and do teamwork together. It's just a cool thing. So you get that from the Boy Scouts, and it's nice for it to be gender specific, because if there's girls there, then people have to worry about the girls and what the girls would think and want to do girls stuff and everything. So it's a little bit weird if you are supposed to be for boys stuff and you are having to cater to the needs of girls. And I think that that's probably the common argument that people are going to present. And I think that people will probably point towards this notion that apparently, allegedly, I have not seen the exact study or the exact numbers, so I don't want to put this out there as if it's some sort of super certifiable fact, but I believe that there is a lot of evidence that has shown that gender segregated education is beneficial to both genders. I believe that that's probably certainly the case with boys, because boys have been falling behind in every level of education, basically since co-ed became the norm in Western civilization. And that there's a lot of obvious reasons for that. Little boys tend to be a lot more restless and noisy. So when they are in a class with females, it's very easy for the teacher to start favoring the girls, and the boys get treated unfairly. And then they stop doing so well in school because they get demoralized. If nothing else, there's probably more layers to it that I don't want to get into. There's certainly more layers to it. I was like that as a kid. I was a little boy that the teachers did not like, but was pretty smart in terms of my schoolwork. So we know that gender segregation is actually pretty good for a lot of reasons in terms of educational activities, and the Boy Scouts falls under the bracket of educational activities. So there's that. But that's not even the real reason that I have a problem with girls entering into the Boy Scouts, and I want to deliver the second half of the argument for people that are already on the cusp of this issue. What I think is really troublesome about this is that it's not just going to be that girls go into the Boy Scouts and that there's a few girls and they happen to be tomboys and they wanted to be in the Boy Scouts. If that was the case, I really personally wouldn't really care. It might not be within the best interests of the Boy Scouts to do that. It might go wrong somewhere down the line, but personally, I wouldn't really care. Just me as a person, I wouldn't really care. But what I do care about is this. It's not just going to be that. What's going to happen, this is, I would bet money that this is going to happen, and it's probably already in the works, is that they're going to have some sort of official representative to make sure that there's a smooth transition into having a co-ed Boy Scouts. And the person that they're going to appoint as the head of making sure that girls can be a part of the Boy Scouts, it's going to be a feminist. It's going to be a gender studies major type person, because a lot of people don't understand that gender studies is code word for completely indoctrinated feminist. So some fucking feminist is gonna get into some sort of high-ranking position at the Boy Scouts. And keep in mind, one of the things that is really, really necessary in the Boy Scouts is having strong male mentors that understand masculinity and understand males and how males are different than females. Feminists really have a problem actually understanding that, to the point where they wish that that reality didn't exist. They wish that males and females were actually the same in every way, to the point where they pressure women to do things that they don't want to do and try to lord over men and get them to do things that they don't want to do. And boys, maybe boys even more than men. Feminists try to shape the male half of the population into their liking every opportunity that they can get. So you can bet that they're going to start doing that in the Boy Scouts once they get there. And then what's going to happen is that the strong males that are within the Boy Scouts, the high-ranking men, the men who have been around for a long time, the guys who were in the Cub Scouts, then the Boy Scouts, and now they're in their 50s and 60s, and they still have active roles in the organization because it was something that was very important to them. Those are going to be the first people to object to the new feminist order of the Boy Scouts, because they're going to see it for what it is. They're going to be like, wait, this is weird. You are trying to change everything around, and that's not cool. I don't get down with that. I don't want you doing that. And those feminists are going to demonize the most important men of the Boy Scouts. Those are going to be the guys that go first. Those are going to be the guys with their heads on the chopping block. Feminists are going to say that those men are misogynists, and they are going to do everything they can to get them out of the Boy Scouts. And they're probably going to get their wish, because feminists are relentless and they like to lie a lot. Anytime that they don't get their way, they start lying about the person that, was in their way. So that's what's going to happen. And it's going to basically erode and get rid of the backbone of the Boy Scouts, the backbone, the heart, and the soul of the Boy Scouts, which is going to be these guys that have been around and who really understand the importance of having a gender-specific male organization that has role models for young men. Feminists are going to ruin all of it, is what I think. Do you think I'm wrong? Well, leave it in the comments, subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned.